I'm Amara Karan and I'm playing Shalini in Jadoo. I am the character that brings together her father and uncle who have fallen out. I'm determined to have them cook together for my wedding day. And my father and my uncle currently run rival curry houses in Leicester. My character is Shalini Chandana, and she is a woman that grew up in Leicester, and she now works in London as a corporate lawyer, successful corporate lawyer, and her fiancé, her very handsome fiancé, has just proposed to her, and she finds herself in this situation where, having thought about what she wants for her wedding, she realises she has to have both her father and her uncle there at the wedding together. And she feels very compelled to bring her father and uncle who've fallen out together by, any means possible, extreme means, and even threatening not to have a proper wedding. I found it tricky to prepare for the role of Shalini because I felt so similar to her in many ways, but I was very subtly different. And I think when you play a character that is very subtly different to you, I think sometimes it's harder because you can more easily fall back to your default position of being you. And it's just tiny nuanced changes that you have to bring into a character. You're not creating a whole new entity that's very specifically different to you. So I found it really difficult. Also, I think that the character is a very complex character, and she is going on a very interesting singular journey. I don't read many scripts, or I don't come across many characters like her. It's quite a bizarre situation. It's quite, specific. And I had to understand what her kind of motivation and driving force was through this film and why she's doing what she's doing. I loved acting all through school and university, and I fully participated in any acting I could possibly do. And after university, that was a time where I had to kind of make the call as to what I was going to do professionally with my life. So I went into the city and I did a short stint in the city because I felt like I had such strong academic qualifications. I could go in for a really high-powered job in the city. But I quickly realised that you only live once, you should do what you really feel passionate about. And I've always felt passionate about acting and telling stories through theatre. And, I think it was the arrogance of youth really that made me take the plunge, because really thinking about it now, I think, I don't know if I could, it's quite crazy. It was quite a crazy move. It was a very ambitious move because, I don't have any family in the business. I knew nothing about it. I had no connections. I had no understanding of any systems that might or might not exist in the world of acting and the world of theatre and filmmaking. So the odds were stacked against me. And also, being from an ethnic minority in Britain, again, you have to just think about what roles might exist for you and, how you could possibly get work anyway, let alone if you're from an ethnic minority. And I think that's definitely something I had to consider before making this decision. It's sheer luck. I finished drama school, and one of the first things I got to audition for was the Darjeeling Limited, and I ended up getting that part. And I just went through rounds of audition. So that was my break. And after that, many doors were opened. I read the Jadoo script and it was magic. It was beautiful. It's a brilliant script. It's a fantastic story that I really love and believe in and enjoy bringing to life. and you know, you don't read many scripts like that. It's so well written, the characters are so fully realised, there are so many connections, the structure is beautiful. It's so uplifting and hope-giving. It's quite a tremendous story, actually. Even though it's small and domestic, what's actually happening is really tremendous. It's brilliant because he's the writer as well as the director. So it's great because I really trust and connect to his direction immediately. And it's so easy working with him because he knows the A to Z of the character. He knows when I'm doing something. He knows when I'm making an offer of an idea in the playing of it. And I know he knows what I'm doing. And he enjoys things that I might be offering, but at the same time, he'll have a very strong insight and a very clear vision about the character, which is so helpful for me because if the director doesn't have such a clear insight, a very in-depth connection with this character's motivation, driving force, psychology, then it becomes a little bit wishy-washy and vague on set. It's also really lovely because Amit is close to the character. There are elements of him that I observe in the character naturally, and it's also nice to have that person there. He's also the reference point for the story because he was born and raised in Leicester, and this is a story set in Leicester about a family in Leicester and about my character born and raised in Leicester. So you know, from all kind of points of view, it's just so easy working with him. A dream. I've felt at home from day one. I've loved it. I've really enjoyed the enthusiasm of everybody in all the locations, and it feels like I fitted in so easily, and it doesn't feel a million miles away from my own experience. And it's fun, you know. I love great food, I love great clothes, you know, I love Indian culture, you know, tick, tick, tick. The atmosphere on this set has been wonderful. Everyone is gorgeous, everyone is so on top of their game, and everyone's really collaborative and helpful, and it's very stress-free. And it means that we can all do our best work actually and relax into it, but really focus and work long days, and it's a long working week, and you know, it's lovely that everyone really gets on. Amazing. I mean, I don't know, I'm very humbled. I'm really humbled. I'm really lucky. You know, Roger is so much fun on set to work with. He really knows his stuff. He's so effortless, and it's actually really magical what he's doing, lighting a scene. And you know, he's also imparted some of his knowledge to me as well and explained that this is this and that is that, because I've, you know, taken an interest in what he's doing, obviously. And I've learned about lighting. I've learned a little bit about lighting, and it's really nice because I'm going to take that away with me forever. I think it's so much fun to bring in spring. I just love that idea. So I thought it was really auspicious that we were doing Holi because it was a timely thing to do. We're in March, and it's beautiful and it's fun, and there was an atmosphere, and you know, we were in it all together, and it was outdoors with the big crane. That was exciting too, and yeah, I mean, how often in life do you get to be a kid and like throw paint at each other, your friends, and have paint thrown at you? I think it's just the chance to play like a child, which, you know, we don't let ourselves do as adults. And I wouldn't get the chance to play Holi it was my first Holi, and it might be my last Holi, I don't know, but it was so much fun. Okay, I think there are two things. The crowd was so up for it. So I think Rashi, who sourced the people in the crowd, did a great job because they were so up for it and they were so excited about shooting a film and they were really energized, enthused, take after take after take. But the drummers, I love the Dole drums. They are just spellbinding, and you throw those drums into a scene and you've got the atmosphere like that. They were incredible. It's an amazing skill that they have, and that rhythm that really invites you to dance. It's a party, you hear the drums and you want to dance and you want to jump and you want to have a party. This is my second time working with Harish Patel. It's amazing. I knew it was going to be amazing when I found out Harish was doing it because I had so much fun with him last time. I think Harish Patel is one of the best actors in the world. He can make you cry and he can make you laugh in a split second. He can just, he has so much range and so much depth, and he mines tirelessly to get the best scene. And I have learned so much working with him, and I continue to learn every day I go on set working with Harish. And I hope I get to make another film with him again. When I finished working with him on the last film, I said to myself, I hope I get to work with Harish, and I got my dream. I grew up watching Kulvinder on TV, and I was very excited that Kulvinder was playing this character. He's so right for the character. He's so funny. He's got a real facility for, improvising and comedy, and also just different, for the dark side as well. And he's like a little boy. He loves to play, and it's so energizing and inspiring. And I really, really like him very much. I was nervous about kissing Tom Mison the first time because he's so gorgeous and so talented, and he's very attractive and he's quite arresting. And I think it was quite embarrassing. But someone had to do it, so I did it.
Sounds like you've had lots of very hard so another great relationship you've had on set has been with the character who plays Preeti, Kiran.
Yes.
Yeah, just tell us a bit about having a female relationship on set.
Well, I'm so glad you asked that, because Kiran is sparkling. I mean, she's so upbeat and inspiring, and she's got that glow, and I can't wait to see her in this film. She really glows. She has such a great spirit, and I'd like to play Kiran. I'd like to play her character because she's having so much fun and she's so energetic and so positive and bright. I don't think I got to eat enough food, actually. It was absolutely delicious, beautifully laid out. I could only taste bits here and there. There's not much eating that I can do. So let me tell you, when I had my chance to eat, I ate. My preparation for this film was meeting Mrs. Gupta and going to the chart house, seriously, because she's the person that's inspired this story. And I have to say, I was blown away. I've never eaten Indian food like this before, and I'm really sorry that she's shutting the chart house down. It's amazing, it's delicious food, and it's really opened my eyes to a new style of Indian food. In this country, Indian food is made in a very standard way, and it's just amazing that there is a completely different kind of food which we don't hear about or hear less about that is Indian food, but does not resemble anything that I've been eating in Indian restaurants, I mean. And you know, Mrs. Gupta's a pretty remarkable, impressive woman, and she's made me feel at home. And their restaurant, the Chart House, is beautiful, and I've refined and changed my food tastes having eaten there. I can now see how food is prepared, and I've got more of a heightened sense of cooking and tastes and food preparation, and it's been an education for me, and I'm really excited to sort of, you know, experiment more after this film. I love making films. I love the whole process of filmmaking, and it's a really collaborative process. And I think when it's at its best, it's truly collaborative, and everybody knows quite intimately what everybody else is doing, so that they can help each other out, and so that they can, you know, coordinate with each other and with the different departments. And interestingly, some of the best actors I know very intimately all different departments of filmmaking, so that they can work with them and work that into their performances and enjoy filmmaking more. And also, each department is an art form. You know, designing is a beautiful art form. It's like enjoying fine art. You know, production design is an art form in itself, which is truly fascinating. And, you know, lighting is an art form in itself, which is truly fascinating. And I am so lucky on this to be working with so many incredibly talented people in the crew that I have to milk them for what I can get in terms of their experience and what they're doing and how they work. And maybe that might influence how I work, because they are fellow artists after all. He is so outwardly directed. He's so interesting. He's really interested in other people, and, you know, his energy is really infectious, and he's so easy to work with. I really hope I get to work with Nikesh again, because we get on so well, and he is so patient and generous, and he's always there for me. You know, he's always helping me out, or, you know, coordinating what he can do for me. And I really think he's special.